grab a 40 cal on my hip, 38 in my vest, a knife in my boot, jump on my Harley to cause as much chaos as I could. I'm Manny Vitale from My Fight Our War, and I am chatting with Staxx.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today got Manny Vitale.
And everyone's looking, you see the cops rolling up, and I look over, and I've known a few of them. So now it's like, if it goes south here, what do you do? And I know you're going to get the hardcore on both sides of the fence saying, well, you're with us. If it goes south, you're with us. Then it ain't that easy, man. When you were in gunfights and shootouts with the guy in that car with wearing a badge, but you've also been in with the guy wearing the cut. And if it came down to, so thank God it never got to that. But we've had many brawls where in the bars and police are there, and I got freaking tied up by a state boy. Here we're Detroit, we're city. I get pulled over in my truck for a state cop, and I still had not my badge, but I had ID still from somehow forgot to turn in from Detroit. So I made sure that he saw that, which really meant this dude got me for drunk driving. And this was literally not like within a week or so after leaving the department. So, very short time. In fact, they take me to the local lockup here, Macomb County, and I was just there a week ago bringing transport prisoners, same exact place as an officer.
So now it's you being transported.
Well, I'm walking in and I'm belligerent as you fucking mother, and we're scrapping on the way in. All of a sudden, there's the turnkeys right there, and what's going down, man? They start coming, and all of a sudden I hear Vitale. Two of the corrections officers right there were friends of mine that I've known just from bringing people in that were my last prisoners that I brought from Detroit in. These guys processed them. And now here I am in cuffs being thrown down in front of them as I'm just going nuts. It was insane. So I get processed, and there's people yelling and shit in the lockup right there. They got the middle section there, the pod. And I remember it was right before the Rose Bowl. And so they put me in this cell. The doors open. I had a phone right there. They were just, you talk about, it was like Club Med. I was so drunk. I'm grabbing the phone. I call my buddy. He goes, what the f is going on? You get you are receiving a collect call from an inmate. And I'm like, these motherfuckers. And I'm screaming. And I go, listen, I'm putting money down on Michigan over Ohio. It was the Rose Bowl coming up. So I'm yelling, placing bets in the cell, which the door's open. All of a sudden I hear people on the other side yelling, 5-0 mother, 5-0 mother. And they're yelling and that were in there from the week when I brought them there. It was crazy. Man. So now they're screaming. It was nuts. But, that was just the beginning of it just went down from there.
Have you ever had any police officers say, listen, you need to stay away from these guys, they're no good?
Yeah, and that was hard, man. That really sat down in a heart to heart. But at that point, Bill, I was like, f you, but not you, that badge, these rules. You guys are the reason that I'm like this right now, because of, how it is with drugs and addiction. It's everyone's fault but ours. So These guys are trying to have a heart to heart. They're like, Manny, this ain't you, man. I was always tight as hell with these guys. They're trying to talk to me. And what really sucks about this fallout that is true to this moment right now, my brother, Jay, who I've known for almost 40 years, way back. I moved across the street from his brother when my folks moved into town. So I got to meet them, got to meet him. We became friends all these years, and we were like joined at the hip. He ended up coming on the job about a year after I did. And that's how tight we were. I mean, we were close. And all this is spinning out of control right in front of my best friend, my brother's eyes. And we talked a few times, and that when all this went south, we no longer talk anymore. I mean, even though I'm where I am now, the damage was done. The things I said, you can't take back. The things you did, you can't undo. So, those are things that I got to live with, man.
You said there was an incident that happened where you got injured. What can you walk me through that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were talking about what I was on one of the first interviews I did. They were like, what's it like to be you? What's your normal day like? I'm like, I don't know what the fuck a normal day is. And I said, for me, my day, I would throw my jeans on, throw on my leather, grab a 40 cal on my hip, 38 in my vest, a knife in my boot, jump on my Harley to cause as much chaos as I could. And the host kind of was like, and I just glaring right at, and I wasn't acting. I wasn't trying to be sensationalized stuff, because as I was talking about it, it was like, yeah, because that's what it was about. That's the only rules were my rules. The only rules were the club's rules. If you didn't like it, you know what it was. That's what the life was like. And I got in, like I said, many situations with these damn brawls and fighting, and which we were talking about. If you try to live on a reputation by just your mouth, you're going to be using your mouth for a couple things. And one of them, yeah, you, man. And the other one's going to be, because your teeth and blood's going to be coming out of it. So you got your choice. I remember some of these guys that were just talking and oh, that dude's a badass, man. I heard this. Anyone see it? Anyone ever see this? This guy talks a good game. Well, I'm not the biggest guy around, but I tell you what, I'll scrap, and I may not win them all, but I guarantee you're going to know you're in the fight.
Yeah.
And people knew that. So even the guys that you can't stand, you get that respect, because it's like, I hate that motherfucker, but he ain't gonna back down. So I did get respect that way, which I'm grateful for. And I had an incident one time with this dude. He was running his mouth all the time, and it was usually always over the phone or sending text message how he's gonna do this, do that. Well, one day I decided to call him on it, and after.
And is he in the club?
No, civilian, and this was a personal beef. Not club related, nothing at all. So I found out where he was. I'm like, yeah, we'll end this. I said, we'll end this. And as my report said, I went there to be very peaceful and to discuss this matter. Well, it's in my report that I gave the officer. So since it's in the report, it has to be true. See, the one thing I learned with the police is I had one of my sergeants say, man, the second most dangerous weapon that you carry? This back when I started, we just got our guns. He goes, this. He goes, the way you write your report. So I end up having this encounter with this individual. We're going at it, basically, chirping away back at each other. We're eating each other's face. And it's just like, I'm here now, man. Let's do this.
Where is this happening? Where is
in the back parking lot of a bar? It was early morning. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. I found out he was going to be there opening up. It was a supposed manager at this place. So we're sitting there. He comes out, and we're chirping back and forth. One thing led to another. So I turn around. Big mistake. Never turn your back. We all know that. Well, I have no idea what day this is, so obviously wasn't thinking clear. And I turned back around, and when I did, all I see is a gun shoved right here, right there. And because we were basically this close when it happened. So I'm like, so grabbed the gun, and we're tussling, and all of a sudden I just hear this boom. and this pressure. And I just remember going down. And what happened was he had the gun there, turned, he shot.